Coca-Cola Bottling Company of Cape Cod is proud to support community TV. Some of the refreshing and satisfying products offered by Coca-Cola are Coke, Diet Coke, Coke Zero, Sprite, Fanta, Dr. Pepper, and Moxie. 125 years and still teaching the world to sing.
Kinlan Grover Real Estate sells and lists more property than any other real estate company on Cape Cod and is pleased to support community television and the Dukes of Sports.
Heritage Floor Covering supports community television and is located in Heritage Park off Route 130 Sandwich. When you look down, we look good. Carpet, vinyl, tile, and laminates. Sales, service, and installation with 40 years experience.
Welcome to the Dukes of Sports. I'm Randy Lively with
Andrew Eaton.
Boy, that sounds real enthusiastic. Did it just wake you up or something?
Yeah, pretty much. That's why I've got my
napping
coffee
upstairs. Coffee?
Coffee.
No, we don't have an underwriter that does coffee.
No, that's why I won't tell
the
you
one
what
thing
kind
Coke
of coffee.
doesn't have. Oh, hey,
Go ahead.
You want to start with the big news or the big news?
I don't know what you're talking about,
Well,
so go ahead.
Justin Rose, won the PGA golf tournament over the weekend.
Who?
Yeah, a British guy.
Well, makes sense.
Beat Bubba Watson by one.
Who?
Bubba, lefty.
Bubba.
Not the lefty, that would be Phil Mickelson.
I was going to say, I know who lefty is,
but
he is a lefty.
A lefty.
Oh. This is impressive?
Well, if you're a lefty.
If you're a golfer, I guess.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Okay.
All right, go ahead. Let's see. What's
Tony Stewart won a race.
According to our director,
Jen would know.
Tony Stewart did win the race.
Yeah.
If I watch NASCAR, that's who I would watch, is Tony. So it's.
Well, no, you don't really get to pick and choose. You kind of have to watch them all.
That's true. That's who I'd be rooting for.
Yeah, okay.
I like him. He's kind of an a-hole. It's good. I like it.
Yeah,
he's honest. He just speaks his mind,
Speaking of, geez, I thought you were going to start talking about the Republican presidential candidates.
No, I won't even bother with that. I'm not touching that one.
No? Oh, God, I love it. You got one guy who's out of touch. You got another guy who, Ron Paul, is...
Oh, but he's not even in the running
there
anymore.
You got one guy who's scary.
I don't even know which one you're talking about.
And then you got, the other one is like batshit crazy. So you ought to be able to figure out who those are. You know who out of touch is.
I assume Romney.
Mister, yeah.
Mitt Romney's a real NASCAR fan.
No, only the owners. He has good friends that are owners.
That are owners.
Really, that's what he said. And he also likes the height of the trees in Michigan.
Well, that makes sense.
But anyways, so
go ahead.
the Jets, just a little bit of Peyton, because I know you said we're talking about it whether you like it or not.
Well,
on
pretty
Facebook
much
page,
up until he makes a decision.
But,
that's pretty much the only thing going on in the NFL.
But the Jets decided. Now his agent must have told the Jets, don't even bother, because they right away said, let's sign Sanchez for 3 more years.
No, they didn't.
They did.
How did I miss that?
I don't know, but they did.
Oh, there it is. Jets extend Sanchez. Bow out of Manning chase.
Yeah, so that's good for the rest of the East.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So we got the Jets finishing last in the AFC East from now on.
Yeah. But yeah, Peyton is...
he's narrowing the field down.
Yeah, well, you said before we went on that he's looking to make up his mind like...
I posted an article on our Facebook page that said he was planning on making a decision on Tuesday.
Wow.
It didn't give an actual date, so whether that's tomorrow from when we're shooting this, the 13th. Yeah.
It's something like that.
Or if it's the 20th that he's making the decision, I'm not sure. But it sounds like he has narrowed the field down to...
Well, you think if you meant other than tomorrow, he would have said next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday. I think it just said Tuesday. Yeah. So, and I think it was an article from the 11th, yesterday as we're shooting this.
Yeah.
And so Tuesday would just make sense. But it sounds like the top two in the running, in his mind anyway, are Arizona and Denver, of all teams, which must make Tebow a little nervous.
Probably a lot.
Probably nervous. A lot nervous. Now, the Redskins and Miami are still very interested and willing to give up huge amounts. Oh, no, not the Redskins, because they just got the number 2 pick.
Yep. They traded 3 firsts and a second.
Yeah, they gave up a bunch to.
I think that's too much.
Wow. Look who they're going to get, though. They'll get RG3, as he's affectionately known.
RG3.
Robert Griffin III.
Archie.
RG.
Oh.
2 letters.
I thought you said Archie.
No, that's Eli, isn't it?
I thought that was Archie Manning's
Archie
illegitimate son that we didn't know about.
But it sounds like, most of the talking heads think Arizona's the place to go for him because of Fitzgerald.
Yeah, but if that's his only reason, I mean, he supposedly has some connection to both coaches.
Between Denver and Arizona?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know, Arizona?
He says on ESPN.com that he really likes Ken Wisenhunt, the coach of.
Yeah, well, that's nice, but
they get along really well with the Pro Bowl.
But isn't Parcells still in Miami in the offices there, or did he retire?
No, you don't hear nothing about him.
I know.
Which is
he
good.
Did retire?
Yeah.
Okay, I was going to say, to have the opportunity.
That's why he was up for the Hall of Fame, even though he didn't get it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Okay.
But why would he want the opportunity?
But wait. Oh no, because he'd be because he could still be in the office and get in as a coach, can't he?
Nah, I think you got to be out of the game.
Really?
Yeah.
You have to wait until you're out. That's why they.
Well, how did Ditka get in? Is Ditka in the Hall of Fame? He's got to be.
I'm sure, but
and as a coach or a player,
I think as a player.
I would think as a player.
And did he get it while he was still coach? Did he get in while he was a coach? Because wouldn't you still be able to do that as long as you're not in the same position that you're getting into the Hall of Fame for? Wouldn't that make sense?
I don't know. And you also know what?
You don't care?
Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, so that's the update on Peyton. Hopefully by next week, by next episode, we'll know what team he's playing for.
Yeah.
My vote is still Miami. I think he's going to end up there.
Yeah. Well, they were talking too about Denver would keep him in the AFC.
Yeah.
Where he's comfortable.
Yeah.
But so would Miami.
Yeah.
But
Arizona wouldn't. But really, I mean. Are the conferences that different in football? I mean, it's not like baseball.
No, I mean, it's parity. But, you'd like to, it's interesting. Denver, was a playoff team. Arizona might have better receivers.
Yeah, but they didn't make the playoffs.
Well,
they're in the San Fran conference there. And,
yeah.
And supposedly San Fran was in the running, but he has said no, definitely no, to the Niners, I think.
That surprises me.
Especially since they extended
what they could do? See, the Patriots ought to sign Manning, right?
And bench him?
No. Trade Brady.
Okay.
To Indianapolis.
Uh-huh.
In exchange for the number 1 pick. And they get the cream of the crop of the defense.
Okay. All right. No, I
Trade Brady to Indianapolis.
I don't love it because I hate Peyton on the field. I don't like the way he plays. I don't like his style of play. And not just because he beats the Patriots.
But wouldn't that be wild?
That would be pretty wild.
That's never going to happen.
No way. No.
Because I don't think Indianapolis would give up a number 1 pick for Brady because of his age.
Right. Well, that's why they let.
They're getting rid of everybody. Indy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're looking to rebuild essentially at this point. They're not looking to win any Super Bowls
They
anytime
waived
soon.
Freeney. They waived Dallas Clark.
Yeah, there's rumors Freeney might be coming to New England.
Yeah.
Who?
Dwight Freeney, defensive tackle. Is he the nose tackle or is he an end?
He's an end.
Oh, he's an end.
End. Okay. I know he's on that front line there.
Yeah, no, he's nowhere near big enough to be a nose tackle. He's speedy.
That's right. Okay. Most of the New England talking heads are like, there's not a chance he's coming.
Yeah.
But it's like it's the
I don't
big
know.
league
Plus,
people.
he's been around for a while. I mean, I don't know how old he is. I'm guessing
He's
maybe
up
late
there.
20s.
I think he's older than that.
And he's had some injury issues.
Mid-30s.
Yeah, I think he's like
Mid-30s?
mid-30s. I think he's like 33, 34.
Oh, God.
Especially for a big guy like that. Like,
Yeah, he ain't going to be speedy much longer.
no. We need young guys. We need maybe one nice seasoned guy, to kind of lead the defense. Because we don't really have any leaders on that defense.
Mayo.
He didn't do much last
Wilfork.
season. Wilfork, I'll give you, but that's it. And he can't
Rodney
tell the
Harrison.
safeties what to do. I would like that. I would like to see him put the pads back on. I think that would be great. I don't know how well he'd play, but I just think it'd be great.
I think it wouldn't be too hard to get a step on Rodney at this point.
No, probably not. Maybe bring him in as defensive coordinator. Isn't Belichick wearing like all those hats right now?
I don't know. Well, he had to get rid of the defensive one. The defensive genius hasn't really been that much of a genius the last few years, as far as I'm concerned. But,
it's true. Well, before we get too far,
Rodney,
I think
you'd have to talk about, have to set aside you're talking about bounty. I mean, you'd have to set aside some money for the fines that
he's gonna
anybody
get.
he's coaching will accrue.
Oh, he'll just be like the Jets coordinator that just trips guys on the sideline.
He only did it once.
The Jets coach?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's all it took. He was fired shortly after that.
He's back in football, that guy.
No.
Yeah, he got hired.
By who? Who would hire him?
I think it was the Rams.
Oh, that would make sense.
Oh,
Hey, Mike Ditka went into the Hall of Fame in 1988, the first tight end ever.
And he was still coaching at that point, 88? That's only 2 years after the Super Bowl shuffle.
Yep.
So he was still coaching.
I don't know. Maybe he had an off year. Well, I don't know.
Can you look it up and make sure he was still coaching at that point in time? I can't imagine he wasn't.
I'll
try. Just Wikipedia, Mike Ditka. You're good.
Wikipedia? What's that?
It's an online.
what it is.
All right.
I don't know much, but that much I know. I just don't know how to do anything.
Meanwhile, I could probably do more on this phone.
You probably could.
Yeah. I could post the Dukes of Sports right now. We're
ahead.
airing
Do
the
it.
show. Do it? Well, I'll do
He
it.
was fired by the Bears in 1992.
Fired?
Coach.
He was not fired.
Yes, he was. After Doug Flutie left.
Doug Flutie was on the Bears?
Yes, he was.
What team didn't he play for?
Well, I don't know.
I thought he was on the Bills all the way up until the end, until he played for the Patriots the one season. He was drafted by the Patriots, and then I thought he went straight to the Bills.
He went to the Canadian Football League.
Right, but then he was brought into the Patriots for a season after the Canadian.
Strike season, I think he played.
He was played for the Bears, and then he went to the CFL up in Canada for 10 years. Then he came back, went to the Patriots for the strike year, and then he went to the Bills, and then back to the Patriots in the end.
Oh, so he wasn't drafted by the Patriots?
I'm not sure who he was drafted by. I'll find out.
All right. Anyway,
Yeah.
it's Flutie, so
Yeah.
whatever. He didn't do anything since college, except drop kick. That was awesome.
So you want to talk
So
about
let's talk about this ridiculousness that is March Madness.
Yes, they're up to 68 teams now. Maybe next year they can have like
If you're a division,
4 teams have a playoff to get into the playoff game to go against the number 1 seed.
that would be great.
Get it up to 72 teams.
72. Why not just make it an even 100?
You might as well.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
But see, now here's my question. Now, again, on our Dukes of Sports Facebook page, I put a link to Yahoo Sports where you can create a bracket in our league. Do it. It's fun. And you can win $5 million if you get every single one right.
Yeah, that's if you remember to place a bet.
Well, no. Well, you have to do it all right from the beginning.
Oh.
It's not a weekly thing. You do
okay.
your whole bracket, and then if you're right, you win the $5 million. That's why they're pretty safe.
Yeah.
But the thing is you have to get it in by Thursday when this whole playoff starts. But there's 4 first-round games that are being played the 13th and 14th. And the Thursday is the 15th when all these other games are supposed to be starting.
Yeah.
So when I'm picking my bracket and I'm supposed to get it in by Thursday, how am I supposed to factor in these guys? Am I supposed to wait till Wednesday night when the 4th game is over and I know who's in there?
I guess so.
I mean, 2 of them are 16-seed teams. 2 games are between 2 16-seeded teams.
2 are a 12 and 2 are a 14. I mean,
yeah, so...
Where does that come from?
But, I mean, so that's safe. I mean, the chances of any one of these number 16s beating a number 1 team
But, I mean, if I was a 12 or a 14 seed...
Right? Shouldn't they just make it in?
Yeah. I mean, like Harvard's a 12 seed.
Yep.
They don't have to play in. St. Bonaventure's a 14. They don't have to play in.
And yet LIU Brooklyn and who's the other one here? UNC Asheville are both 16 seeds, and they are already in.
Yeah.
That's the reason is because they won their conference. Harvard gets in for winning the Ivy League. The conference winner of their tournament gets in automatic.
So this gets back to my whole division issue.
But still, why are they 14 seeds?
Yeah, so what are with the 14s and the 12s?
The division they play in isn't a big or very good division. You know what I mean? Their conference.
So, okay,
right,
so
how
let's take California, number 12, all right? So who won their conference? Is that the issue here? Is that, what, UCLA or San Diego or one of those teams won the...
That's correct. So they're like second or third in their conference, but they're giving them a chance at a bid to get in, but they have to play themselves in.
Yeah, it's stupid.
That is stupid. This is why I don't watch college sports. There's too many teams. None of these playoffs make any sense.
Harvard's in, first time in 66 years.
Yeah.
And their reward is they get to play Vanderbilt, which I believe just beat Kentucky.
Oh, geez.
There's a thing, define how do you do.
Yeah.
Now, would Vanderbilt beat Kentucky again? Probably not, but they're also pretty good. I wonder if Rob knows we can't hear him anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. Got to have the mic on, Rob, if you want to talk to us.
What'd you say?
What?
What did you say? Or were you not talking to us?
I wasn't talking to you.
No, okay.
He wasn't talking to us.
Me and Jen are looking at brackets here.
Oh,
okay, all right. We're
okay.
trying to figure everything out.
Well, Jen is, she's got a first, look up
Jen, who
cutesy nicknames.
She's going to base everything on the mascots.
That could work just as well.
It worked for my wife when we were doing the football thing. It's the NFL, the pro football thing. She did better than I did, and I was picking based on spreads and everything.
Something.
Well, I'm going to flip a coin, I told you.
Oh, that's right.
I'm putting the number 1s through this first round because the chances of them losing are just, like I said, slim to nothing. So I'm going to put those through, but all the rest I'm going to pick based on coin flip. And then even the next round, even the number 1s, I'm going to base on coin flip. And I even have a coin flip app on my phone. It was free.
I think I'm going to wait till, I don't know, maybe this Sweet 16, then I'll start paying attention.
Well, you got to make a bracket on our Dukes of Sports league,
but,
so
I'll be out of that.
That's fine. Whatever.
I'll be out of that the first day.
You want me to just pick randomly? All right, Gonzaga's going to win it all.
Okay.
Heard it here first. It's actually not a bad pick.
The trick is to find out, the 1 or 2 teams that are going to be the surprises.
The Cinderella stories.
Yeah.
That's the term they like to use.
And the problem is, because they're surprises, it's going to be hard to pick.
That's why I'm using a coin.
This year might be Murray State's year.
Could be. It could be Davidson's year.
I doubt it. Baylor Bears.
Could be Creighton. I don't even know who that is. Never heard of that school.
Crikey.
Great, good school.
I'm sure it is, Rob.
Yeah,
They
they're
make it
from
almost
us.
every year. They win their tournament every year.
So they always get in?
Usually, yep.
And I've never heard of them? See, that tells you something.
Maybe they're from Australia.
Oh, is that what it
The
is?
Crikey Crichtons. I don't know. What's their nickname, Rob?
I do not know that.
Oh,
The Bobbies?
I'll look it up. I'll look it for you.
I'll tell you, one of the worst nicknames has got to be St. Bonaventure, though. I mean, really.
The Bonnies.
The Bonnies. Man, that doesn't put the fear of God in
No,
it
it does not.
You know, you may think of some little Irish lass skipping through the
Yes.
heather.
Good old Bonnie lass.
Yes. God.
You know, it's just,
Yeah.
I didn't even know Michigan
You
State
got
was
the
doing so
Georgia
well.
Bulldogs.
Georgia Bulldogs.
Connecticut Huskies.
Huskies.
The Texas Longhorns. The St. Bonaventure Bonnies. Gosh.
Yeah. No, you know, it was actually funny. Before the show, we were going through with some of these schools, and we're like, what is the mascot for that? And half the time, we couldn't even figure it out.
Well, Purdue, they've got guys that are Boilermakers. Now, is that a bartender?
Well, those would be Boilermakers.
The
wouldn't
Gonzaga Zags.
Zags?
Z-A-G-S.
Oh, boy, that took a lot of imagination, didn't it?
they? Gonzaga Zags.
It's like the St. Bonaventure Bonnies. But I think I'd rather be a Zag than a Bonnie.
I think I would,
You know.
too. Or the Harvard Crimson. I mean, that's just their color.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the Yale, at least, they're Bulldogs.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Harvard Crimson.
No, well, what can you do?
And then you got Alabama, the Crimson Tide. So that's like a red detergent.
I guess. Is that like the red tide? Is it like the bacteria that, or the it's not even bacteria?
You can't eat the oysters.
They're actually
the
closing
clammers.
down in Nauset this
Really?
year because of that, because of the red tide.
Huh.
PSP, as it's called. So I hope no one's going clamming down there. Shellfish
So,
hunting. What do you call that? Shellfish digging? Digging.
Clamming.
Well, it's not all clams. You can get quahog. You can quahog too. I'm trying to generalize.
Quahog's a clam, isn't it?
I don't-
Big bastard, but it's still a clam.
The Creighton Blue Jays.
The Blue Jay. Oh,
That's
all
not
right.
bad. You
That's
know,
all right.
Toronto Blue Jays and baseball.
Yeah.
There. So should we be calling them then the Creighton College Basketball Blue Jays, just to not confuse with Toronto?
No, I think we're safe.
I know. I ranted about that on the Facebook
We got
page as
St.
well.
Mary's.
Are they the?
Maybe they're the
I'm not
Angels
even
or something.
gonna. That was nice than what I was going to say. Yeah, we're not going to go.
Begin with a P?
No.
No? Oh,
No.
jeez.
St.
Well,
Mary's
we're killing a
Virgins.
lot of
We
time
could do
talking
that.
about
We are.
nothing. Do you realize that?
I know. Well, this is nothing. This is crap. I hate it. All right.
I mean, we're reduced to having Rob look up.
Yeah. Stop
team
looking them up,
nicknames.
Rob. What else?
All right,
You said we
there's
were
got
going
to be something going on.
You said we were going to talk a little bit about the Red Sox.
Well, you did? Oh, okay.
You did.
Well, I
last
was waiting
episode.
for
So let's
something
see.
to happen.
Well, not much has happened yet.
Yeah.
They were 3-0 last time I checked. I think they've
Nah.
only played another game
No,
or
they've
two.
lost a game.
They did.
I think.
They just beat the Orioles. That's nice.
Just? That was a few days ago, wasn't it?
Was it?
They
I don't have
lost
a
it.
date. Lester.
But, yeah, nobody, I haven't heard that anybody, I mean, there hasn't really been enough games, enough at-bats yet.
No, not really.
Ortiz has had a couple of home runs. I don't even know if Ellsbury's played. I haven't even heard his name mentioned. But, I mean, that's okay. You know, less chance of him getting hurt, but you won't certainly want him to be in shape.
yeah.
So he needs to get out there. Haven't heard much about Pedroia.
They're
Couple of
7-2
games so
and
far,
1.
they've had Ellsbury batting third. What do you think of that?
It's not a bad place for
Who
him.
the hell's leading off?
Pedroia?
Say it again?
Who's leading off?
Different people, but
Oh.
they've had Ellsbury batting third every time he's played so far.
Well, I think some of these guys, like maybe that shortstop, they might have him batting first. The young guy, what is it, Iglesias, got thrown out stealing home the other day. Well, it's a spring training game.
Yeah, I know.
But, I thought it was stupid because the batter was lefty. You should wait until have a righty up there, kind of screws the catcher up a little more. And the pitcher happened to throw it low and outside. I mean, he was dead meat,
He's actually tied for second for batting right now.
Yeah, great. How many at-bats has he had?
I don't
8?
know. He's 333. You know who else is batting 333? John Lackey.
No, he's not.
I don't know. This is...
He's
that's
hurt.
2011. That's 2011. I was going to say, wait a second. Yeah. All right.
But, yeah, I mean, they're getting a lot of guys in there. I mean, I think pitching, I think Lester's last outing went 3 innings. I don't think anybody is locked up the 4th or the 5th starting role. I think it's Bard's to lose.
Yeah, Bard is supposed to be the 4th.
4th.
Well, they're talking to Seves, too, aren't they?
Yeah, he would be 5. But
okay.
Bard has to show him that he can go innings.
Yeah.
So, and the other thing is that he's got 3 pitches that he has reasonable command of. In the bullpen, he really only had 2. Mm-hmm. So, I think the jury is out on a lot of the pitching staff. Mm-hmm. Way too early to tell. And the same with, the team rounding into shape. I mean, Cody Ross has had a couple of good games, but, one of them I think was against Northeastern or BC.
Yeah.
I mean, they beat them. I think they beat Northeastern 25-0. I mean, you can't count that. These are college kids. They're not even minor leaguers, for crying out loud.
Well, if they want to make it, they got to be able to do something.
Well, they're looking to graduate from college,
That's
for one
true.
thing. But, you can't base, padding your stats against a college team.
No.
I guess the good thing is they've been relatively injury-free, although there's been some pitchers that have still come up sore and lame. And, I mean, apparently it doesn't occur to some of these guys to, maybe work out and come into spring training in shape.
Well, Uke did. He lost.
Yeah. No, he
What did
didn't
they
lose
say?
any weight. He actually
No, he gained weight. He's just
he
lost.
gained muscle. He lost fat,
mass,
gained muscle.
right.
They're saying that Ortiz is in the best shape of his life.
Well-
Running out ground balls and everything.
Wow.
Well, wouldn't that not take a lot?
For him to be in his best shape
shape?
of his life?
Yeah.
Of his life, that might take a bit,
Well, yeah, if you go back to when he was 10 years old, maybe.
I was going to think high school, but that's when I was in the best shape of my
Well,
life.
me too. It's been downhill slowly ever since. But, yeah, I don't know.
And Andrew Bailey is pitching today. He's the closer. It's his first outing of the year today.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's the other guy, too, the one they got from Houston.
The other closer
Mellon, John Cougar Mellencamp.
I don't remember his name. It was something
Mellenson,
weird.
Melancone. Blind Chitlin Mellon.
You want me to look it up? I'm not.
Rob's looking.
All right,
Oh, yeah,
Rob's
Rob's
looking it up.
But, apparently he's got some injury issues.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, Jesus, you haven't even thrown a ball yet. Maybe.
Well, he
in
had
a
issues
bullpen.
in Houston, too. I mean.
Well, so did Bailey. He's been hurt off and on the last couple of years.
Yeah, I guess, it's.
So, they're stacking up on all kinds of potential closers.
Yeah, Mark Melicon, his name is.
Mellencamp. Yeah, I know. Mellencamp.
Mellencamp.
Yeah, but he hasn't pitched in a game yet, I don't believe. One guy that they seem to be, well, Valentin's high on everybody right now.
He's just high on life.
Yeah, he is. But Felix Doubront,
Yeah.
I think he's a lefty, and he's out options.
Well,
So-
he's at a AAA, isn't he?
Well, he's on the 40-man roster, I think.
Okay.
But they can't option him down, so he's got to make the team, most
Okay.
likely, one way or another. Now, see, he's in the mix as a starter, fifth starter or bullpen. I guess the guy can throw like hell, and he's a lefty, so that's why he's got to make the team, because if he's out of options,
Yeah.
and they try to send him down, he's going to get claimed just because he's a lefty. Somebody's going to scoop him up, within a matter of minutes.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. But he was pitching for AAA last season, wasn't he?
he had some cups of
bullpen.
coffee.
He had health problems. He was out half the year, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's appeared in a few major league games with the Red Sox. He's had a couple of
out
cups
of
of
the
coffee
bullpen,
with him.
or,
Yeah.
Pitched to a batter.
But he's, I think in his minor league career has mostly been a starter.
I believe so.
So, I'd like to see somebody like that. I mean, I know Aceves really, really wants to start. But son of a gun, he was really, really valuable in that bullpen. And you can't overlook that. You think, oh, he was the seventh inning guy. Well, he was pretty important in his role, and he did it well for the most part.
Yeah.
And he's one. It shows you what the Red Sox were thinking when they signed him to avoid arbitration, is he's got bonus clauses in his contract both ways, starting or relieving.
Right.
So he's at least sort of covered himself somewhat. But, if you can get a young lefty like Dubron, who, I wouldn't mind seeing them give him a shot. Because I think if he's healthy, he could be maybe more effective as a starter. And, lefty starters, decent ones.
Yeah.
I mean, even if he can be 15 and 12, if he's your fifth starter, you'll take
good.
15 and 12.
Absolutely.
You
Yeah.
know?
I mean, that's...
Or you take 12 and 10, out of your fifth starter. So, a lot of possibilities.
Who do we have?
Daisuke's back in June.
June.
Yeah, him and Bobby Jenks.
Well, Bubba Jenks is out till June, too?
Yeah, he had back surgery.
I knew he was out. I didn't
He's
know.
back in camp, and they said that he lost a lot of weight too, Bobby Jenks.
Back surgery
Well,
will do that.
he could, that wouldn't hurt him any to lose. I mean, I should talk.
Yeah.
Although, who's putting the pounds on? Have you noticed Jen?
Oh, yeah.
Jesus, she's got to push herself away from the table.
Excuse me.
What?
Hello. That's not very nice.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And it's all from cookies.
All cookies.
Cookies?
All cookies.
But I bet
and
you,
milkshakes.
I bet you they're healthy cookies.
Oh, no. Chocolate chip oatmeal. Or
Well, oatmeal
chocolate
is
chip.
good for you, right?
Sort of.
No raisins?
Yuck.
Okay.
Raisins are good for you, unless you're a dog. Dogs can't
That's
eat
why they're
raisins.
yucky.
Oh, really? Dog can't eat raisins?
Yeah, it's
Oh.
like poison to them.
Well, I thought chocolate was.
That too.
Oh.
Grapes, raisins, they're the same thing. But
Well, I learned something. I won't feed my dog any grapes or raisins
probably want to stay away from
anymore.
onion too.
Maybe that's why
Crazy.
maybe that's why I haven't had good luck with dogs.
Oh, they keep dying on you?
Yeah. I don't have any dogs, but
Hey, what do you guys think about Lars Anderson? He's the hottest guy in camp.
why? Why?
Yeah.
Is he good looking or what?
Trade Gonzalez and bring up Anderson.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right.
Okie dokie.
Well, he's a utility guy, Anderson. He can play the outfield. He might not be a bad.
first baseman.
I think he's been playing first base, but I think he plays some outfield too. I think when I saw a Paw
Oh,
Sox
just what
game
they
last
need,
season,
another guy to
I think he-
throw into the outfield that doesn't know how to play the outfield.
No, I think he was he played right field when I saw the Paw Sox last season.
I think he plays in Pawtucket. That's what I think.
That's where I saw him. Yeah.
That plays only. I don't think he's going to make it up at all while Gonzalez is here. Is what I mean.
Is he strictly a first baseman?
I think so.
Because I swear I saw him in right field, but I could be wrong.
Well, that's where they put all the guys that can't hit. No,
Right
that's Little
field?
League. No, never mind. But
Hey, I was in right field.
But no, I mean Anderson, even if he is with Pawtucket, wait a year because I don't know that Ortiz is going to be back after this year.
Yeah, that's true. And moving Adrian to DH might not be a bad idea if there's a nice young guy that can play the field.
Yeah, but
Or
Gonzalez
Uke,
can actually field his position too.
That's true.
So
Move Uke to DH, put Anderson at third.
no, no.
Uke's not that great at third. He's not bad, but
He's okay.
he's okay.
I mean, he's better than average, and now that he's got all this muscle,
There's
Yeah.
no Mikey Lowell.
He's no Mike Lowell.
no,
I miss Lowell.
yeah.
Bill
Well,
Miller.
who?
Bill Miller.
Oh,
Bill
yeah.
Bill Miller.
Mueller, as everyone liked to call
yeah.
him.
Well, they should. I mean, that's
Yeah.
how his name was spelled. I mean,
Oh, and then we had Millar. That was spelled more like Miller. It was AR, but
Right.
still.
a lot of guys out of baseball from not that long ago.
Yeah.
Well, they're up there, though. I mean,
They were all from 04, and
Lowell's no spring chicken, neither was Millar.
no, Lowell, it was good Lowell retired.
Otherwise, is Millar's, the last I knew he was with the Orioles. Is he still
No,
there?
he's an announcer on the
he
Major
is-
League Baseball Network.
Oh, is he?
Millar?
Yes, he is.
Oh, God.
I thought he was coaching in a minor league.
so he-
no, he's their big guy. He's
So he-
he's kind of crazy, but
He
he's
is
on
kind of
TV,
crazy.
kinda-
He's the one that used to bring the garbage bag full of nips onto the bus.
Not anymore. So now he's palling around with Hazel May on MLB, huh?
Yes, he is.
Hey, what happened to Heidi Watney, Rob? With
She's with the Lakers.
the
Oh, well,
Lakers?
Wow.
That's where she came from. Her
She's done banging all the Red Sox players.
Whoa!
Kobe.
Jeez. So I didn't know she was so she's doing basketball now?
Yep.
Jeez, that's
Sideline reporter for the Laker Network.
good.
Oh, God.
Good riddance. I'm sorry, I didn't like
Who did the
her.
Red Sox have now? Who did they get?
I was just about to ask you that.
Peter Gammons.
Yeah,
He's
but
now
it's-
Nesson pretty much exclusively. He does little appearances on ESPN, but he's a Nesson guy now.
The commissioner.
Pretty much.
Oh, that's what they call him.
Really?
Yeah, on ESPN they call him.
Oh, yeah. I like him.
He's a Hall of Famer.
He's honest, and yeah, he was a player, right?
No,
Hall of Famer as an announcer, as a journalist.
reporter, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he was with the Globe for years and years and years.
Did he play ever?
No,
Anything?
Globe
he's-
is a newspaper.
I'm aware.
They have a softball team, I think.
Oh, maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, they're probably a soccer team too.
Should we move on a little?
All right.
And talk about something else?
What?
Well, the trade deadline in the NBA is coming up.
Yeah,
I have an article from ESPN here.
you got it all.
I do. Should the Celtics buy or sell? So it's a March 15th deadline, so today is the 12th. So before we even come here next week, trade
It'll be
deadline
a
will
done
have
deal.
passed. And
Well,
we'll
we
know.
talked about this last week.
We touched on it
I
a
mean,
little
they
bit.
have options with Rondo and Garnett and Pierce and Allen.
Yep.
I believe Allen and Garnett's contracts are up.
Yep.
Garnett's in particular will free up a lot of money to sign a free agent. You could trade him maybe to a contender, or the only positive thing is that their contracts are up, so it's not going to cost the team much. But would they be willing to give up much? To rent a player for a couple of months. And if they're not willing to give up much, why even bother?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's true. I mean,
the only ones that's going to bring you something, I think, are Rondo and Pierce.
I just
Rondo
I can't
got a-
see trading either one of them.
he's got a cheap contract.
Yeah.
Well, it's not cheap, but compared with others, it's a team-friendly contract.
Yes.
We talked last week too about the merits of building a team around somebody like Rondo. My conclusion
and
was
you brought
it
up
ain't gonna
very
work.
valid points that we shouldn't necessarily build a team around him, but I don't think we should just trade him for a push this season.
Well,
I mean,
point guards are hard to come by.
right. And and it's not like
above average
He's
point
not the
guards.
best point guard in the league right now, but I'd say he's top 5.
Well, he's good in assists usually and in rebounds. Of all things.
He scored only 3 points less than Kobe last night. when they played the Lakers.
No. Yeah, but you can't count on him.
See, I disagree. I think he's getting
For
a
scoring.
I
mean, it
no,
depends
okay,
how
all
much
right,
he
fair
wants
enough.
to fire it up.
Yeah, I mean, and
I mean, I saw him, it was, well, not a highlight, it was a low light. Some game recently where he went in for basically an uncontested layup off of a fast break, and he just clanged it off the backboard. I mean, bang, boom. I think it didn't even hit the rim coming back. I mean, and this was a layup. Why he didn't dunk, I don't know. But
well, he's not much of a dunker, is he?
well, I
He
don't
can.
know. I don't know.
Can.
Well, they all.
Well, Muggsy Bogues could too. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
he didn't do it much.
But and then there was a game. I think it was the overtime game, maybe against the Knicks. But he missed probably 3 layups in that game. I mean, how can you not make a layup?
Well, I've seen Kobe and I've seen LeBron miss layups before too. I mean, it happens very rarely for those types of
Well,
players.
it happens with
Very
Rondo
rare.
apparently on a too regular of a basis. I mean, I don't know how much he's getting paid, but give me an uncontested layup, and I bet I can make one.
We'll give you 9 times out of 10, right?
I'm not sure he can do 8 out of 10.
Oh, come on.
Well, he missed 3 in a game, and then this other one the other night, clang. I mean, how do you clang a layup?
I don't know. That sounds
I
impressive.
mean, it
I'll
just
have to
went
see the highlight.
hard after the
low
off
light.
the backboard.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Well, how many times have you seen guys try and dunk, uncontested
Well,
dunks,
true.
and it goes flying up in the air and just ends up on the other guy's court?
well, that's true.
I mean,
But
and
I
those
bet
are
they don't
supposed
do it
to.
3 times in a game.
I think the hard part is that Rondo gets beat up around the rim. And when he comes in, he looks.
Well, he's
feels
not a
like
tall
gonna get-
guy.
I know, he's going to get beat up. And he really, he sometimes passes when he shouldn't, but he's afraid of getting beat up.
So then maybe he shouldn't try so hard going to the hoop.
Well-
And that's the other thing is he's a lousy free throw shooter. So if he's going to the hoop to draw the foul, he probably just did the other team a favor because he's like a 62% free throw.
So who do you think that they could get for Rondo that would be worth it?
That's my question.
Well, I'm saying the same thing I said last week, and I don't have a name.
Right.
I just have a type. I want
Okay.
a hot shot stud,
Here, no.
young power forward.
Okay. What about a point? Who are we going to have play point guard then?
Well, if you're going to trade him for a point guard, don't trade him.
They traded for a power forward last year in Green, and he's going to be back next year.
Who?
Green.
Exactly.
Who?
The kid that had the heart operation.
Yeah, well, he's not a young stud.
Isn't he like 27?
He's 23.
23. Okay, he is.
23?
He's very young.
Very young.
I knew he was young. I didn't realize he was
Yeah,
that
but I
young.
don't think he's proven much, is he?
Well, apparently not if he's having heart surgery.
Well, plus he can't if he's only 23. How much has he played? I want an established guy who's been around for like 4 years.
So you want 3-4 years? That's hardly established in the NBA at this point.
Well, they're coming out of school at 14 to play, so...
Well, no, now you have to play a year in college.
Oh, yeah, wow.
I think Kobe was of the last batch to
Yeah.
come out of high school. Oh, no, LeBron came right out of high school, but he must have been the last
No,
batch.
but if you've had 3 or 4 consecutive solid years, and I'm talking
Okay.
a guy who...
So what team could afford to give up a player like that and get
A team that needs a point guard.
Okay, so what are we going to do at point guard?
Just wing it. Point guard by committee.
I
So
think the most logical guy to go is Ray Allen because he can go to a contender
too old.
and be on the wing. But
Nah.
Oh,
you know
to
who wants
trade,
him? The
to trade.
Clippers
To
want
trade.
him. Denver wants him. There's people that want him already. They
Well,
really
somebody's
want
going to be looking for a guy now. Was it Minnesota lost their hot shot?
him. Yeah, Rubio. He's out for
Yeah.
the season.
Yeah, he's out for the season.
Yeah. So now, are they in playoff contention?
Yeah, but why would they want?
Who isn't?
Why would they want Rondo when Rubio's coming back next year?
Well, he's damaged goods right now.
Well, yeah.
Well, right now, I mean, if they're making a push, let's
But
see the
it's
standings
also the money
here.
they got to pay to both.
Who was it? Milwaukee?
Well, I was going to say, yeah, but why would you want Ray Allen?
Ray Allen, because, Chauncey Billups went down for the Clippers, and they're making a push, and they need an outside shooter. Denver needs an outside shooter.
Maybe we could get Chris Paul after all.
Right, but I don't.
San Antonio?
Yeah, but I don't think. Okay, I thought you were talking about Ray Allen as a point guard.
No. Ray Allen as trade bait.
Yeah, well, he's strictly going to be an outside shooter. I don't think he gives you much in terms of defense.
No, I don't think.
He has over the last couple of years. He's definitely better than he used to be.
But he's up there, and I like Ray. But I think if we're going to trade anybody, it's got to be Ray Allen and or Kevin Garnett.
But what are they going to give you for him? You know, they're going to
Nothing.
Well, but then, so why bother?
But here's the other side with Rondo. What are we going to get for Rondo, and is it worth it then? Because from what your standards are for what you would accept for Rondo, they're pretty high.
Well, they should be.
And as I agree, mine. I think I want even more than what you want.
If you're not going to get something.
So I
guaranteed, don't do it.
Well, so there's no point in even thinking about trading Rondo.
They've even said now that Ainge has pretty much taken Rondo off the table because there's nobody out there with anything that they could use. You know, it's really,
exactly.
It's not going to be good enough.
No, I mean it won't be the worst thing for them to stay pat.
I say trade Garnett for Bynum. That'd be a nice trade.
They won't do it.
The Celtics or the Lakers?
Oh yeah.
The Lakers won't do it. But the Lakers are close to trading Gasol to Houston.
I've heard that.
Point guard.
I've heard Gasol in the mix. I've even heard Gasol in the mix to come here.
Who would you give?
I don't know who was supposed to. I think Rondo might have been in the mix for that one. I heard Bynum was on the trade. This is between the offseason and now. I've heard Bynum's name brought up in trade. I've heard Gasol's name brought up in trade. Of course, they did trade Odom. God, who did they traded somebody else with Odom? But
I don't know how old is Gasol? He's been around for a while.
Yeah, and he was around in the Spanish
He must be around
league.
30 or so, anyway.
Yeah, I think he's 31, 32.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. No, I think that's too. He's too old to give up Rondo for that.
Yeah, no. I think it was. I think what I think I'd like to see is maybe if you trade Rondo, then you need to trade Allen and or Garnett with him and get a few guys, maybe 2 or 3 really good guys as well.
I don't know if they would.
And would Gasol and Bynum be enough for you for a Rondo and Allen?
Yeah, but that
or Rondo and
that ain't
Garnett?
happening.
Here's the rumor right here, right off.
Oh, here we go.
Hot off the presses. Rondo for Gasol.
Straight up.
Straight up.
I would.
Is this what you're saying, or is this what actually an analyst said?
This is on the internet.
Oh, it must be true.
Yeah.
And they're saying Chicago is going to get Dwight Howard for Boozer and Luol Deng.
Wow. That'd be big.
But Boozer, no,
I don't think
Boozer's been around for quite a while.
Yeah, but the Magic's not giving up Howard, are they really?
Well, if they can't sign him.
And they can't sign him, they're going to lose him by the end of the year.
Well, I heard that they were hoping, praying, whatever you want, sacrificing animals toward the fact that he would come around and say, okay, I guess I'll stay. They're thinking if they keep him and they make a playoff run, that he'll say, well, we're good enough, but you got to give me one other guy or something like that.
Well,
which they've tried to do before.
I don't know that I want to do Rondo for Gasol straight up.
Well,
You've got even
that's
older.
your power forward, isn't it?
Huh?
Isn't Gasol
Too old.
He's just too old because you want a young guy. That's right.
Everybody's old then.
Well, no, I want a guy like 25, 26.
So have the Lakers definitely said they're not getting rid of Bynum? Because he's been in the mix every year, I think, around
They're trying to get rid of. They're even talking about trading Gasol to New Orleans Hornets for Chris Kaman too.
So
money.
So who's the Lakers' point guard?
Well, it's Derek. What's his name? Derek
Fisher.
Fisher.
Really?
He's just not getting it done. He's too old.
He's starting for them now? Jesus.
Yeah, he still is.
What about our test? Or I'm sorry, Meta World Peace.
Who cares?
He's a bench guy now, isn't he?
Yeah, see, I thought Derek Fisher was too.
I thought he was too. Are you sure he's starting?
Oh yeah, always.
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 Yeah, I don't know about always.
Fisher's been in the league as long as Kobe has, if I'm not mistaken, and he does not put up Kobe numbers.
He's also the head of the union.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's his second tour with the Lakers.
With the Lakers. Yeah, he went away for like a season, 2.
Yeah.
It wasn't long.
It had something to do with his kid's health.
Now, it just popped out that the Rondo for Gasol trade was declined by the Lakers.
By the Lakers?
That's what it says here.
Huh. Interesting. I don't know. I think, with Garnett contract up, that's supposed to free up, I understand, about $21 million.
Yeah, between the two, him and Allen.
I thought it was just Garnett.
Well, I think it might even be 28 between the two of them, something like that. A lot of money.
So wouldn't it make more sense to try and trade him?
But $21 million? No, you get that off the books. That ought to get you. Will that get you Dwight Howard?
Oh, please.
Dwight Howard has expressed no interest in coming to Boston. In fact, I think that is on his short list of teams I will never play for.
Never say never. The money's there.
Yeah, and I had a friend of mine who lives out in California.
What's he got against Boston?
He's magic, How many times have we bumped the Magic out of the playoffs since he's been there?
Well, so what? I mean, you had Red Sox go to Yankees. I mean, look at Damon.
He's a black hole. He's never going to win anything.
He's not a team player at all.
He's not.
I don't want him myself, but a friend of mine out in California, he's from around here, and he's a big
wouldn't you
Celtics
think
fan.
in the right circumstances he could?
If it was a straight up Garnett for Howard, absolutely, I would take
Garnett's
that deal.
money for Howard.
I know it wouldn't happen. They'd want Rondo too.
Even in a trade, they have to take $28 million on.
I'm talking about
landing places for Garnett.
I'm talking about Howard as a free agent, not as a trade.
Oh, you're thinking at the end of the year if Howard doesn't get dealt?
Yeah.
Well, then, yeah. I'm sure he'd be more open to it then.
Yeah, I don't know. You think
If
he'd
the
play for
Celtics
$21 million? Is he willing to play for that little amount of money?
I don't know. How much is he getting right now?
I don't know.
Find that out, Rob.
Brett.
How are we doing on time?
Howard?
Yeah.
Howard. What's he making?
A lot. I'll find out, though.
A lot.
A lot. Well,
Just like you.
I know. I make the big bucks here.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, you should.
Ah.
Although Jen, I think, is pretty much the glue that holds those place together.
Oh, pretty much.
Yeah. So, but I don't know. And oh, Jesus, the Bruins, God.
No, they're not doing
Their
so
last
well.
game, Pittsburgh
Pittsburgh and Washington, they lost back-to-back.
Well, yeah. Tuukka Rask is out supposedly for the rest of the regular season. So they signed Marty Turco, used to be with the Stars. He was playing in Europe, I guess. Mm-hmm. Don't think he's had a game yet because Thomas took the last 2 losses. So they finally won 2 in a row.
Yeah.
And what do? They turn around and lose 2 in a row. So guess who's back to playing 500 hockey? But the loss to Pittsburgh was terrible.
Wow,
they were behind 3-0 before they knew what hit them in the first period.
They're still the number 2 seed because apparently their division is terrible. Yeah, the numbers 4, 5, and 6 seeds all have more points than Boston.
But we talked about this, I think it was last week again.
Just how poor, yeah.
They're a team that, the way they're playing now, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and say they might win their first round game, but after that, I have serious doubts.
If the playoffs started now, they'd be playing Ottawa.
It'd be a good series.
That would be.
It could go either way.
Yeah. I don't see those. Winnipeg might make a push if Washington falls off, but they're on a 3-game win streak as the 8th seed. So
Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a team that's underachieved. I don't know what the hell happened to Ovechkin this year.
Yeah, it's Florida is the number 3 seed, and they've only got 77 points. In fact, Washington's the only playoff team that has a lower point, 76 points instead of 77. So so really, Who knows?
Ottawa always plays the Bruins tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tampa Bay might make a
But I mean,
push.
I hate to
Make it in.
say it, but I mean, the Rangers, based on regular season,
Yeah.
they're looking pretty darn solid.
Yeah. 43, 18, and 7. Oh, they have 7 overtime losses. I mean, that's
And
that's impressive.
and Detroit, they had a long winning streak for a while, so their record must be, in terms of points, they must have shot up
Detroit
pretty
is
high.
the 4th seed.
4th seed, that's all?
Yeah, because they
must have-
are in the division with St. Louis, I think, and St. Louis has 97 points.
Wow.
It's number 1 seed in the West. Vancouver's number 2. Dallas is number 3. And yeah, I mean, even Nashville. Wow, have they ever done anything that well?
No, not much.
Don't even know who they are.
Nashville Predators.
Predators.
Oh, I know.
So
I'm
what?
just saying. I don't even know. Never
You don't know
even
any
seen
players.
them play.
Yeah.
I know.
Dwight Howard had a $80 million 5-year contract. He's in the last year of it. So I think he's making about $23 million this year.
Wow. So
that's
no.
not-
Well, he won't play for 21
No,
million.
he's
No,
gonna
he
be up
wouldn't
to
play for
30
20
million,
wow.
I think.
Maybe he would. I doubt he would.
I
But
wouldn't want to
So
see
how
it.
many points does Detroit have? You still on there?
yeah. Detroit has 91, and they're only 1 point behind the number 2 seed Vancouver, 92, and they're ahead of Dallas, which is the number 3 seed at 81 points.
Yeah, 91 points. And how many do the Bruins have?
Bruins are 83.
83, yeah.
They're 10 points behind the Rangers.
Yeah, well,
So it looks pretty safe that the Rangers are probably going to take the number 1 seed, huh? It doesn't look like anyone's. Well, Pittsburgh is only 4 points behind.
Almost
them.
time to wrap it up, you guys.
oh, okay.
So it'll
But I
be
don't know.
interesting.
I mean, I'm still, the last week, as far as the Bruins is concerned, has not made me feel any more confident about them maybe going past the first round in the playoffs.
Yeah.
The Celtics, I still don't think they've got what it takes to go deep in the playoffs.
and that's why I think they need to do something, whether it's trading Rondo, Pierce, Allen, Garnett, all of them. I don't know. I don't have the answers, but
you got 2 guys leaving for sure.
yeah, Allen and Garnett are out at the end of the season.
Like I said
say trade them
before. I wouldn't mind keeping Allen and signing him for lesser money to be an offense coming off the bench type of player.
But would he?
I don't know. Well, I don't know
knows?
what he's going to have for options.
I
don't
don't
know if anybody's
think-
going to give him a long-term
Yeah.
big buck contract
No.
at this point.
I think Rondo and Pierce need to stay. Even if Pierce ends up coming off the bench himself, which I know he would never accept, but I think they need to keep him because he is. I mean, that'd be like trading Ted Williams.
You're getting rid of Peyton Manning.
I know they are, and I think they're stupid for that. I think
Why? They
Well,
had
no.
to pay him $28 million bucks.
I think it was smart to release him. I think it's dumb that they're not even trying to get him for less money.
I don't. Well, maybe he.
And maybe he said, "Don't even bother, because
Yeah.
I'm not going to come back if you release me."
Right.
Who's that you're talking about?
Peyton. Sorry, we jumped around a little bit.
Well, that's kind of silly. I think Garnett's going to retire. I think they're going to try and
I think
sign
Ray Allen will retire too.
I think Ray Allen's going to keep playing. I think they're going to try and give him a 1-year deal, and then they'll have $20 million to get a front court.
Well, if they give Allen a 1-year deal for less money,
Yeah.
If it's less money,
then
fine.
they're going to have 20,
But
say 24, 25 million maybe.
I think they need to try and make a push this season.
Why? They ain't going to go in the playoffs. I mean, they're not going to win.
You don't know that.
What, you think if they have Gasol, they're going to win the playoffs?
No, God, no. I don't think Gasol's that great.
So
He's good. but
why trade Rondo if you're not going to win this year?
I'm not saying trade Rondo at all. I'm saying if they have to, then they have to. But I'm saying Ray Allen and Garnett, as much as I like both of them, if they want to make a push at all, a higher seed at the very least, they need to trade those 2 guys. I don't know. What's out there?
I just think everybody's in the playoffs. This is a crapshoot year.
It is.
And I think that they're going to go into what they have and see where the chips fall. Then Garnett retires.
Yeah.
I mean, I I have no problem with them staying put and getting bounced in the playoffs. I mean, I can't see that team going deep.
Hey, you never know.
I know.
Oh, you do? You have your crystal ball at home?
I mean, what are they? About 500?
Probably, maybe a game or two over if they
Maybe.
are over.
But again, that doesn't scare anybody, and I don't see any signs that.
21-19, 2 games over.
Yeah, I mean it's.
No, but
it's nice, but.
I mean, Chicago is pretty well running away with it. Miami's doing all right. They've played 3 less games, and so they have the same amount of losses as Chicago. But other than that,
the big dilemma is the Celtics have like a 9-game road trip right now.
Oh yeah, they play
the Clippers.
Lakers game was number 1, but you notice the Knicks, they've lost. Well,
5 in a
as
row.
of today, 5 in a row.
They're now the 8th seed.
Now, is that because Linsanity is wearing off?
Probably.
No, it's
Or is it because Carmelo
Anthony.
Anthony is back?
Probably.
He's just like Howard.
I think it's both.
Yeah.
I think it's both. You know, Melo's not a team player, and Jeremy Lin, now everyone knows how to play him. They didn't know how to play him before, and so he just shocked everybody for a little while, and now everyone's like, oh, well, this isn't that hard to defend.
Hey, we got to wrap it up. You guys.
All right,
gotta go.
so
Okay.
we will wrap it up. Go ahead.
Hey, well, thanks for being with us. Pay attention to our fine underwriters that you see at the beginning and the end of each show. You know, a great thing for Kinlan Grover, especially if you're a first-time home buyer, they've got like financial assistance. I mean, they're not going to take money out of their pocket, but they have places they can work with to help in mortgage financing.
Very cool.
Besides, you know, the property and whatnot. That's it, right?
That's it. See you next week.
Take care.
"125 years and still teaching the world to sing, Coca-Cola Bottling Company of Cape Cod is proud to support the Dukes of Sports. Some of the products offered by Coca-Cola that you can enjoy are Dasani Water, Powerade, Minute Maid Juices, Vitamin Water, Fuse, V8, and Honest Tea.
With 15 offices from the Canal to Provincetown, our experienced and professional agents get the job done, whether you are buying or selling. We also offer summer vacation rentals and can assist in mortgage financing, serving the most buyers and sellers across the entire Cape. Check us out at kinlangrover.com.
Heritage Floor Covering supports the Dukes of Sports and has a spacious and extensive showroom to browse through. Cheryl and Russell are fully insured and offer free estimates. We sell the best and you pay less. 508-833-7600.